One man, two axes, an army of assassins in the night. This is the story of history's most loyal bodyguard, who died protecting his master with his final breath. China, 197 CE. The warlord Cao Cao, future founder of the Wei kingdom, sleeps in his tent, unaware that death is creeping through the darkness. Outside, hundreds of enemy soldiers surround the camp. It's an ambush, a betrayal, and there's only one man standing between Cao Cao and certain death. His name was Dian Wei, and tonight he would become a legend. Dian Wei wasn't born into nobility. He was a commoner from Chenliu, a man of enormous size and terrifying strength. Historical records describe him as a giant so powerful that he could wield weapons no ordinary soldier could even lift. But strength alone doesn't make a hero. What set Dian Wei apart was his absolute, unwavering loyalty. When he entered the service of Cao Cao, the ambitious warlord saw something special in him. Dian Wei became more than a soldier. He became Cao Cao's personal bodyguard, his shadow, his shield, his last line of defense. And Dian Wei took that responsibility with deadly seriousness. His weapons of choice? Twin halberds, massive, double-bladed axes that weighed over 40 kilograms each. Most men couldn't even carry one. Dian Wei wielded two, like they were toys. On the battlefield, he was unstoppable. Enemies called him the evil guardian, not because he was cruel, but because facing him meant facing certain death. The year is 197. Cao Cao is in the middle of a military campaign in Wancheng. His army has just accepted the surrender of a local warlord named Jiang Shu. It seems like a victory, but it's a trap. Jiang Shu has been secretly plotting revenge, and on this night, while Cao Cao's army rests, believing they're safe, Jiang Shu strikes. Hundreds of soldiers flood the camp under cover of darkness. Their mission, kill Cao Cao. Cao Cao wakes to the sounds of screaming and clashing steel. His tent is surrounded. Escape seems impossible. But then, a figure appears at the entrance. Dian Wei. Dian Wei doesn't retreat. He doesn't call for reinforcements. He simply plants himself at the gate to Cao Cao's tent and roars a challenge to the approaching army. You want him? You go through me. The assassins charge, and Dian Wei meets them with his twin halberds spinning like a storm of death. One after another, soldiers fall. 10, 20, 50. Bodies pile up at the gate, but still they come. Dian Wei fights like a demon. His axes cut through armor, through shields, through flesh and bone. Blood soaks the ground, his own blood. He's been stabbed multiple times, but he doesn't fall. The enemy realizes they can't get past him with swords, so they switch tactics. They throw spears. Dian Wei catches one, snaps it, uses it as a club. They throw more. His body becomes a pincushion of spears, but still he stands, guarding that entrance with everything he has. Behind him, Cao Cao and his officers scramble to escape through the back of the camp. Every second Dian Wei holds that gate is another second for them to live. The twin halberds become too heavy. His strength is fading, so Dian Wei drops them and starts fighting with his bare hands, grabbing soldiers, crushing them, throwing them into their comrades. More spears pierce his body. His legs shake. Blood pours from a dozen wounds. But Dian Wei doesn't move from that gate. When the enemy finally overwhelms him, they find something terrifying. Even in death, Dian Wei stands upright, propped up by the spears embedded in his body, still guarding the entrance. The soldiers are so terrified by the sight that they refuse to approach his corpse for several minutes. By then, Cao Cao has escaped. The ambush has failed, and Dian Wei has achieved immortality. Cao Cao would go on to become one of the most powerful warlords in Chinese history. He would conquer kingdoms, command armies of hundreds of thousands, and reshape the fate of China. But he never forgot the bodyguard who saved his life that night. Years later, whenever Cao Cao passed through Wancheng, the place where Dian Wei fell, he would stop and hold a ceremony in his honor. He would weep openly, mourning the man who gave everything so his master could live. Dian Wei's name became synonymous with loyalty. Warriors would swear to be as faithful as Dian Wei. His story was told and retold, becoming legend. Because on that bloody night, in 197 CE, one man with two axes proved that true loyalty isn't measured in words or oaths. It's measured in the willingness to stand alone against impossible odds and never, ever step aside. This is the story of Dian Wei, the bodyguard who fought with twin axes and died standing,